is Reverend Don Lewis coming to you from Magic TV. And in the fifth and final part of our coverage of the 20th Annual St. Louis Pagan Picnic, we'll be speaking with Reverend Ronald Beery and with author River Higginbotham. I'm sure you'll enjoy it.
Hi, I'm Reverend Ronald E. Beery, aka Papa Weed. I've been involved with the St. Louis Pagan Picnic for about 18 years now.
And this is the 20th annual picnic?
Yes, sir. It's our 20th annual picnic. Next year we become of age. We can start buying alcohol. That's going to be a good thing. No, not really. All you heathens don't do as I say.
So how does it feel for the picnic to hit 20 years?
I feel humbled and amazed. I remember 20 years ago, well, my first picnic actually, 18 years ago, there was maybe 35, 40 of us down at the very end of the park, and we had a circle, had a little drum circle, barbecued all day. It cost us $25 to rent the booth. 40 people, tops. 20 years later, it cost us $10,000 to put this on, and we now have over 3,000 people showing up. The St. Louis Pagan community is a wonderful community, and they make me feel humbled and blessed.
What do you think is most unique about this event?
The fact that we get so many people from all walks of life and all different religions, including some Christian ones, and we come together and you see everybody get along. We find common ground. We create a foundation stone that we can all build on, and I think that's beautiful. We can be the beacon of light on the hill.
So what do you want to see in the next 20 years that hasn't happened yet?
I want to see it bigger and better and more acceptive, more group cohesion, if you will. Sometimes it's like herding cats out here, okay? But I think it can only get better, personally. I honestly, I don't know, because it's grown bigger than what I thought it could be 18 years ago. I mean, we got you, Magic TV here now, which I think is phenomenal. You again, like I said before, you've always been a major supporter. We love having you guys come out.
We love being here.
And as you've noticed, you've been here enough. We get people from all over America.
It's true.
And I think it's phenomenal. I'm going to cry, man. I'm sorry, because I get kind of moved when I think about it, because I think it's beautiful,
Well, it's one of the most positive events you could ask for.
Yes.
What do you feel allows it to remain so positive, even when people come, well, there was a guy yesterday with a giant cross going back and forth, and it was still almost overwhelmingly a positive experience.
Yes, you didn't see anybody really harassing him, and he wasn't harassing anybody.
Yeah.
I like that. I like the fact that we can all get along. I mean, if you look at how our country was founded, it was a whole group of hodgepodge, eclectic, different religious people that got together, and this is the same thing. Only we tend to be a little more open-minded, more accepting, And that's a good thing. That is a good thing.
Yes, indeed. Now, earlier in the day, you were telling me about how you met Sybil Leek.
Oh, I was about 7 years old, and my mother used to be head of the St. Louis PTA, Parents Teachers Association, and there was a local talk show by a lady named Charlotte Peters. I always want to say Bernadette Peters. It's Charlotte Peters. She used to have a local talk show, and she had Sybil Leek on her show. And my mom was also one of the guests on her show talking about the St. Louis PTA. After the show was over, Charlotte Peters invited all of us back to her house, and we all swam for the afternoon and barbecued out there. So I had Sybil Leek throwing me around the pool. And for a few years afterwards, whenever she would come through St. Louis, she'd always make sure to stop and visit my mom.
Oh, it's very cool.
Yeah. And she's probably one of the reasons why I read tarot cards now, because she gave my mom the set of tarot cards that she read, and then when my mom she gave them to me when I turned 18.
Oh, very cool.
Yeah, so I still got that same set of tarot cards.
So, of all the things you've seen in the 18 years at the picnic, is there any one event or group or act that stands out to you as the most interesting?
Well, as you know, we have different types of musical acts. We had a group out here last year, the year before last, that showed up and played for free called Coyote Run. My goodness, they are a phenomenal band. We had a lot of really interesting rituals before. It's really hard to pick one particular one out because the way the rituals and stuff are really conducted here is there's really no one particular group that does it. You know, you have people from all different types of covens that get together and put them on. Well, just like the picnic. I mean, there's no one coven or one group that really puts this on. Everybody that's part of St. Louis Pagan Events Inc. come from dozens of different types of covens and stuff. And I think that is important. And personally, I really think that's a good message. You know, because I know, everybody from all over America watches Witch TV, so you guys know what witch wars are like.
Oh yeah.
We don't get that here.
That's the most remarkable thing. And if the entire community could be like this, we would be getting a lot farther in the world.
Well said, yes.
And you look at some of the witch wars that you see about who does things best, and the people who do things best are never involved in those wars.
No. And it's something else too that you'll notice with the St. Louis Pagan Picnic is a lot of the people that are on the committee and boards, you don't even know that because we're very low key about it, because this is really the community. This really isn't St. Louis Pagan Events Inc. This is the community that owns this. Yeah, we have to have a corporate name on it, for tax purposes and stuff, but it's really belongs to you. It belongs to me. It belongs to everybody out there in Magic TV land. Everybody you see walking behind me. This is their picnic,
So, if someone had never come to a picnic before, what would you say that they could expect coming to, say, next year?
A good time. Friendly people, great food, great magic, great energy. Did I say awesome people? No, I said friendly. Now they're awesome.
Well, they're both.
They're both, yes. That's what you expect. A hippie rave, new wave, crystal party.
Very cool. So if people would like to find out more about the picnic, or if they'd like to find out about you, where would they go?
paganpicnic.org. Thank you, Don. Is it on here? No.
Very cool.
Paganpicnic.org. You can read, I don't know if there's anything on me. If you Google me, there's all kinds of stuff that comes up that's scary. They haven't found the bodies yet. No, I'm kidding.
Very cool.
But just go to the website, get on there, read everything you can. If you're around or you're going to be in town for the weekend, feel free to volunteer. We always need extra help, extra input from, everybody, In a lot of ways, it takes a village to put on the Pagan Picnic.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Hello, I am River Higginbotham, and this is the Pagan Picnic in St. Louis, Missouri, 2012, the 20th annual Pagan Picnic. I'm very pleased and proud to say.
And did you ever think it was going to hit 20 years?
I never actually thought about, oh my gosh, it's going to hit 20 years. Almost all of the time I've been involved in the picnic, it was get it going, keep it going. With, living in the moment of it, rather than living in the expectation of what the future might hold. I mean, we survived a downturn and a recovery of the picnic whenever our organization CAST ran out of energy and resources to do picnic, and then another group picked it up, and that was Yarrow Coven, Larry Brown, LB, who was effectively the founder of the picnic, came back at that point in time and was the focal point for the revitalization of the picnic, and so I helped with that. And that was also about the time that within the St. Louis Pagan community and within the process of the picnic, I had pretty much run out of my good juice, and I was at a burnout point, a point of where I had been drained, and so I was hoping that picnic would persevere, and hoping that the team who was in place after I stepped away would keep it together, do a good job, do what needed to be done to preserve it, and I am so proud and pleased that they found a way, and that we are happily celebrating the 20th Pagan Picnic. This year I did step back onto the committee as they invited me to come back as part of the retrospective of the 20 years of the picnic as historian on for the picnic, and I was invited to write a history. So I have written about a 4,000 word article that is the history of the St. Louis picnic, as I recall, with some inputs from Larry Brown and others. And we put that in the program book of Pagan Picnic. And happily, for anyone who's interested, if you go to the Pagan Picnic website and you look up 2012 picnic, within a fairly short amount of time, the entirety of our program book will be online and available to review.
Wonderful. I was reading in the program book that the first year had, I believe, 40 people, and last year had 3,000.
Yep.
And that's a little bit of a difference.
If you had told myself or any of the others attending the first year when it was 40 and really just a little family picnic for all practical purposes, or the group that gathered the next year when we had 250 and we were shocked and amazed and overwhelmed by 250, if you'd have told us then that like 18 years hence we would be looking at 3,000, well, it would have been utterly incredible and unbelievable to us at that point in time, and yet that is the case. So after we had grown it from 250 up to 500 to 750 to 1,000, by the time we had those like 3 years of really rapid and explosive, in our mind, growth, at that point, if you'd have said, well, 3,000 in 2012, we'd have said, yeah, we'll do that. there was an esprit de corps and a cockiness that had, I think, helped our team really understand the vision and really understand the value of the work that was manifest as Pagan Picnic.
Now, I'm sure you've learned a lot about events in dealing with this event over the many years. What has surprised you most that you would not have expected?
I think that the things that were most surprising and gratifying were, even when we had serious intra-community squabbles, divisions, differences of opinion, strong, ego clashes, that even in those, when those had preceded a picnic, that the community still at picnic time found a common vision and gel and crystallized on putting on an excellent picnic. Not just for ourselves as organizers, but for the entire community that we know and believe we're in service to. So the shining value of service rising like cream to the top of the milkshake, despite all of the craziness that might have preceded it. That's very good. I'm pleased that the St. Louis community, the greater community, has really nicely accepted the picnic. There has been no major rancor about picnic ever. And I think if I wasn't tremendously surprised by that, because I believed that part of our mission to do the picnic was an exercise in social engineering and exercise in social change, that if we were pagans in public and made it clear that we were family-friendly, regular members of society, and did so consistently, that would be a message in and of itself, and I believe it has been.
I think that's a really good point, because one of the things about the picnic that I see, every event has its own flavor, but one of the things about the picnic, there are certainly things you'll see at the picnic you won't see anywhere else, but it's regular people. I mean, it really is. If you walked into it knowing nothing about paganism, you wouldn't run away horrified. You would run away saying, well, these people aren't so bad.
And that's, I would like to say it's by design. It certainly is the effect and the reality of it. And I think you know, we don't try to downplay or tell people, you know, don't dress in sensational gear, or don't dress in gothic black or with your tats or whatever you do. I'm a very vanilla person. Don't have tattoos. Don't dress in tremendously challenging gear. Don't have any piercings. And there's a lot of folks here in the picnic that are very much in the pierced and tatted, and those are, you know, those are the expressions of the generations of people that are engaging in the picnic, and it's wonderful. And that, you know, what else is personal freedom good for if you can't express yourself in those ways? So we haven't told anyone to tone it down. We have got some guidelines to try to be you know, good neighbors and not unfriendly. Like, we pick up the park real well, and the Tower Grove Park told our organizers that we are their favorite event because we leave the park very, very clean. And that is a level of consideration and a common value that the park and we share that they don't get out of most of their clients. Most of the groups that come around here, it takes a lot of effort for the park to clean the park after they're gone. Not so with Pagan Picnic. We leave it cleaner than we found it. That's always been our motto and our action.
Very cool. So you're going to tell us about Diana's Grove.
Diana's Grove is it's a place in southern Missouri that for the last 17 years has been a retreat center and also a dog rescue run by Patricia Storm and Cynthia Jones. And those ladies have founded the Grove mainly as a retreat center. Its activity in dog rescue has increased over the years. Through the tougher economic times, situation has shifted, and these ladies who are friends of mine, and I've been through their mystery school and been through their leadership training, they had to sell the land. So the land was left at the hands of Diana's Grove management, if you will, in April of last year, April of 2011. Since then, the two organizations of the Dog Rescue and the Mystery School, Diana's Grove Mystery School Retreat Center, have gone to different locations. The Mystery School has come to St. Louis, Missouri area in the suburb of Ferguson, and the group is meeting monthly in Ferguson here through the remainder of 2012, doing retreats that focus on, we call it Seasons of the Soul. It really looks at it's astrology-based monthly study packages. The Dog Rescue has moved to Cabool, Missouri, where Cynthia and Patricia now reside. And they have a pretty thriving dog rescue activity where they adopt dogs out in suburban St. Louis County on pretty much a weekly basis. And there's a lot of dogs being rescued and a lot of happy folks adopting rescued pups in St. Louis. So changes in the future are coming for the Diana's Grove Mystery School. Cynthia and Patricia are going to shift their focus a bit more. It's shifted since they left the land. Part of the process we went through was to continue on with the studies of the year that we had in progress in 2011. 2012, the process was to study the astrology materials with the group of people that continued on based on in the Ferguson location. This is the last year I expect Cynthia and Patricia to offer retreats in Ferguson. They expect to continue Diana's Grove Mystery School per se by continuing to send out packets, monthly packets of information that relate to the topics that they will choose as a curriculum, and they will continue to support that with online correspondence and email lists. So, and there is even more change afoot. Those of us who are meeting currently with Diana's Grove Mystery School in Ferguson have been given the opportunity by Cynthia and Patricia to take the Mystery School in a new direction, and we're in the process of formulating that. And the venture will be called The Grove, which is sort of a shortening and genericizing of Diana's Grove. So The Grove will be an online community, an online school, teaching the Diana's Grove philosophy, teaching leadership skills, focusing on personal growth and development, and using the stories and the myths that have been written by Cynthia Jones and used at Diana's Grove in the past. We'll have access to those as part of the content for creating the ritual circumstances and classes that will help foster the personal growth and development in much the same way that Diana's Grove Mystery School did, but it will be a new school, and it'll also have a much stronger virtual component. So it'll be something you can become involved with online, strictly online if you wish, and there will be the retreats that, for the present, we expect to base those in Ferguson, depending upon how successful that is. If the capacity of our current location is exceeded, that would be a great problem to have. We will find large enough accommodations for the groups that we will attract.
Very cool.
My wife Joyce and I have written 3 books on paganism. Paganism, an Introduction to Earth-Centered Religions, Pagan Spirituality, a Guide for Personal Transformation, and Christo-Paganism, an Inclusive Path. Now, I'm very pleased. I did a happy dance on an airplane earlier this week because I was reading through a brand new manuscript that came out called Jesus Through Pagan Eyes, and in that book he covers Jesus as a person, Jesus as quite an analysis of Jesus, and then he interviews pagan leaders, pagan authors and teachers, and he also has them write essays. So Joyce wrote an essay for this book and described her experiences with Jesus and her views of Jesus, kind of from her Christian background and sort of Christo-pagan ways. And also I was very pleased that the book gave specific mention to our Christo-paganism book and gave recommendations for the readers to go get this one. If you're interested in Christo-paganism, this is an excellent place to start. And it was really pleasant to get such a warm endorsement. Also in that book, Jesus Through Pagan Eyes, the foreword by Matthew Fox I found very uplifting and intriguing. So on a number of levels, I do recommend Jesus Through Pagan Eyes.
Very cool. So if people wanted to learn more about these things, where would they go?
The information for Joyce and myself and our books is at our website, which is riverandjoyce.com. It's a bit stale at the moment, I have to confess, and we should be remaking the website very shortly. So I'm certainly expecting that by, say, August of this year, it'll have an entirely new look, and at least the calendar will be turned. All of the information on the website is still relevant, but it's just not dynamic, and we would like to improve that. Diana's Grove has a website and continues to present the information about their 2012 offerings, and also their legacy, their history. There's a lot of pictures of the land there, a lot of remembrance of that land and the experiences there for people who are interested in it. And there will be a new website emerge about the Grove, but I would recommend look at the Diana's Grove website and look at the River and Joyce website within the next several months, and there will be information on how to find the Grove on the web.
Very good, thank you.
Thank you, Don, as always.
I hope that you've enjoyed our coverage of the 20th Annual St. Louis Pagan Picnic, and I hope you'll consider coming out next year for the 21st Annual Pagan Picnic. But don't worry, if you can't come to the picnic, Magic TV will be there and we'll cover it for you. Until next time, may you blessed be.